Hello there, Jason Grahek here with Karl von Knobelsdorff of Knobelsdorff Electric. And we just left a facility that we were asked to come and take a look at to implement our automation system. And we performed a demo for this customer, and they were intrigued at the quality of our system. And I'll turn it over to Karl and let him talk about what they maybe thought they had at their facility and what they actually do.
Yeah, so the customer originally invited us in to look at a different facility and gave them a demo on our automation system, and it was a manual facility that they were looking to automate, and they had already had one of their current service providers give them a price, and kind of felt like they were maybe looking for a little bit more. And we got done with the demo, and the demo went for a little over an hour, and they asked really good questions. They're really engaged, and really like a lot of the features of our system, from some of the track and trace to the commodity source and destination tracking, and all of the unique user logins, and how we can get the system kind of locked down by user and give different permissions and track things throughout while that operator is running the system, from when a plug switch goes off to how many times they've tried to start something. They really liked it. And before we went to look at the actual site, they said, well, let's stop by a site that we already have that we're pretty happy. It's really fully automated. It's a good system. So we went to the site and signed in and went through everything there, and they started showing us their system. And at the end of the day, they really just had electronic push buttons. Nothing was automated. They had no user unique logins. You had to click a button on the screen and hit start and stop, and that was it. Yes, it had alarms and it told you if the plug switch went off or slack chain, but the interlocks weren't there to have downstream equipment running before upstream. There was no commodity tracing and tracking. And the same guy that we had presented to, we got down and he walks out and he was like, geez, I really thought this was the fully automated system. This is nothing more than a bunch of push buttons. And so it's crazy. You can go from a customer thinking they have a really top of the line automation system, and they really don't know all the different levels of automation that are out there. So just because they've got a PLC on site with an HMI, they think that's automation, and it's all the same, and it's really not. So I think part of our jobs, we maybe fail a little bit sometimes to really show and sell the value of what our system can all do. And it's been developed over 10 years of automation in the grain world, and all the different things and requirements, and labor shortages that they're facing, and ways to really help reduce headcount and manpower in the facility and run with less people and be more efficient. It was pretty interesting to have that go from, I think we got a really good system, to, hey, this is 4 years old, and will you give us a price to put your system, rip this out, and put yours in? So,
and that reminds me of hearing one of kind of a patriarch in the grain industry talking to his teams, saying, and he knew his team didn't really know what good automation was, and he said, you guys don't know good automation until you see it. And I think this was a case of that. Is you think you've got it. Maybe not plugged into the automation world all that much, but you think you've got a really good system. But once you do see what true automation is, do you really realize it? In a lot of cases.
And I think some of the stuff they really enjoyed about ours is it's really simple, right? And that's a good automation system should be user intuitive. It's easy to use. You shouldn't have to read a whole manual or watch videos on how to run it. I should be able to look at the screens, and the system tells me what I need to do and or what's not happening. It's got to be easy. It's got to be user friendly, and they really like that about our system. And then it's not just about what's on the screen. It's everything that's happening behind the screen, and all the stuff that we're trending and reporting on, and giving them the ability to have all this data and whatever they want to report, right? How can I reduce paperwork for these guys, and anything that they're tracking, from daily bushels dumped to how long has this piece of equipment ran? When do I need to have a maintenance set point come on? Which truck went to which bin? All that data's there. We can put it in a dashboard or report, whatever they want. So that was definitely a selling point that they really liked.
Yeah, they had a great comment that said this automation will help us manage our territories better. And so it's reaches far beyond the facility itself and just the day-to-day operation. It goes to the regional ops managers and allows them to run a better business.
Absolutely. And the bigger these co-ops continue to get and merge, and their territories get bigger, and they're asked to cover more facilities, you know, having this same system across multiple sites that all rolls up, you know, to one system that they can log into remotely and see what's going on, and just allows them to do their job better.
Yeah. So time well spent.